What's up everyone, welcome back, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of an update and also a Q&A. So I know I've been gone for a bit. I've been traveling, working, and shooting a lot recently. And since I've been gone, I've actually figured out my print workflow, which I've never done before. So I've been really enjoying making prints of the work I've made in the last year. I actually got invited to an art exhibition in Atlanta where I actually sold a print. It's a super humbling thing for me that someone would want to buy something that I made and hang it up in their home, and I can't say how much I feel honored that that happened, and it just means a lot to me. So I put out on Instagram a few weeks ago that I was going to be answering some of your questions. So without further ado, let's jump into those questions. But I'm going to open a beer real quick. It's a Wicked Weed Pernicious. That might not be how you pronounce it, but that's the beer. First question is, where are the uploads? I can't tell you guys how great it's been to just go out and shoot and not bring my video camera with me, and just being able to focus on the photographs, because most times when I go out to take pictures, I'm just like, oh, I should bring my camera just in case, something was to happen, I can capture a cool moment. But for the last few months, I've just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go out, I'm gonna take some pictures, I'm not gonna bring my video camera with me, I'm just gonna focus on the pictures. And I feel like what that has done is I've learned more, and I feel like I have more energy to come back and actually share. For a few months, I just focused on creating and making photos, and now I feel like I can come back and not only create, but share. But yeah, that's why I haven't been uploading. Favorite camera / film at the moment. So these two cameras, my Mia RZ67 and the Nikon F3, are my favorite cameras in the world. Choosing between the two of them is like, what's your favorite child? So I just can't. This is definitely the 35mm King, and this is the medium format King. That's what I think. Fight me, whatever. If I was gonna get like emotional about a camera, it would be this camera. Not just the Nikon F3, but this camera in particular. Just owned it for so long, and it's come with me on many different adventures, and I've taken beautiful photographs with it. So yeah, from an emotional point of view, I would have to say the Nikon F3. As far as favorite film, Portra 800, I would probably have to say it. Like, I've taken my favorite portraits on this and Portra 800, and yeah, just can't beat that film. Do you have any goals for yourself or for your career? So I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I actually am a commercial photographer. I shoot hotels and resorts. And if you haven't noticed, for a whole year now, most people can't travel. And all my work requires me to get in a plane. So I haven't worked in a while in that field. I also do corporate video production. So also most of those clients are architectural clients as well. So basically, everything's been put on hold, but thankfully I'm not worried about it. I mean, it'd be nice, but thankfully it's not my only source of income, so it's not a big deal for me. When I go shoot for an architecture client, I'm just like shooting their art. It's like capturing their art, and it's so amazing. Just like the detail and the design and the fact that they get to choose me. They're like, we love your eye and we know that you're gonna be able to capture our art, which is like blows me away. I feel super honored to do it. But yeah, that's what I do, and my goals, if I can keep working, that would be nice. That would be a goal. Did you try Fuji Instax mini cameras, and what did you think about that? So I've tried a few of the Instax mini cameras. I just didn't like them that much. I don't know why. I used them a few years ago. They were just like my friends and just didn't vibe. Didn't didn't match up to what I would really like, and that's why I choose to shoot on this guy. Well, I have many Polaroids, but I really like this one. It has the sonar, basically the autofocus, so like it's nice because I can pass it to someone else and they can take a photo and not have to worry about focusing or anything. I just shot some stuff for my brother's wedding on this. Comparing this to a Fuji Instax camera is, when you have this, it's like, why would I shoot on the Instax? Just doesn't make any sense to me. I just love the Polaroids way more. So yeah, I've shot on them and don't care for them only because this exists. If this didn't exist and Polaroid didn't exist, probably would love those cameras. What or who is your biggest inspiration to your photography? So I thought about this question for a very long time and I'm really struggling to put like a good answer to it. I've been doing photography for a long time and I think a lot of my work is just inspiration, mostly like subconscious inspiration, like people that I may have followed or looked at their work and I don't really think about it, but like you start taking bits and pieces for everyone and then you just kind of like create this monster like a Frankenstein. That's probably what I am, but like it's really hard for me to pinpoint what different people I took from. There's only really one that really sticks out to me and his name is Tim Kellner. He's pretty young. I think he's in his 30s. And what happened was, this was a long time ago, like early, like maybe 2010. And there was this contest to basically work for this company. And you had to put in your portfolio. This was for video. You had to put in your portfolio and basically whoever was the best wins. And I put my portfolio and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna win this. I sucked at the time. I really sucked, but I was like, I'm gonna win this. Ugh. Anyways, long story short, I didn't win, obviously. And someone else won, and his name is Tim Kellner. So I was like, who's this Tim guy that won, whatever, you know, proud and dumb as I was. And yeah, his work was freaking incredible. And I kept following his work and all the work that he made with that company. And I was at such a young age and a young time when I was starting to create. It got like ingrained in my head and I just started to make work like his work. And he is insane. He's so good and I recommend you go check out his YouTube channel. It's amazing. But yeah, I'd have to say Tim Kellner, from just like a visual perspective, he has made a huge impact on me. Do you develop your own film? I do develop my own film, and there is only really one place in my town that does development, but all they do is take your film and ship it to like a real film lab. So you're just like, they basically just like upcharging you. So it never really made any sense for me to do that. If I had like a local lab that was super good and super quick, I might, but honestly I'm so used to just developing myself, and you know, I'll develop anything, large format, medium format, 35mm. I just really enjoy the process. It's a huge part of the process for me, and I think a lot of photographers should at least know how to. Ones that shoot film, I think it is the magic that happens in film photography. And yeah, that's what I just love it. So I don't see myself ever sending it to a lab, but could happen, maybe. Most underrated film stock and film camera. I would say the most underrated film stock is Kodak Ektar. Now I know it has a huge cult following, but I still feel like Portra gets all the praise and Ektar is there to pick up the pieces, basically. And if you haven't seen my video on Ektar 100, as far as like landscapes, oh my gosh, that thing is like king. I love it. So good. Yeah, I'd say Ektar. And then most underrated film camera, which also has a cult following. Like, all these things have a cult following. It's just like a small Facebook group somewhere. That camera is the Rollei 35. This camera is a freaking beast. I've taken one of my favorite photos on this camera And yeah, it's just like a great camera, and it's only zone focused, so like there's no rangefinder patch or anything. It's like legit the most manual camera you can find. If I had to put my bet on one camera that's gonna skyrocket in price, it's the Rollei 35. I think these things are already going up in price, and eventually they're gonna be ridiculous. I have two of them, one made in Germany, the other one made in Hong Kong. German one's a little bit more expensive, but yeah, get yourself a Rollei 35 if you're interested. Anyways, I think that wraps up the Q&A. It's been fun. I'm back. I'm making videos again, and I'm super excited to hear what you guys have to say in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.